Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sherry with Studio 28E, and I'm here to bring you my latest journal. It's made using the Beauty of Nature, which is a digital kit that I've created. It's available in my Etsy shop right now, and this journal will be listed hopefully later this afternoon or tomorrow for sale. It's about 4.5 inches wide, 10 inches high, and that's not counting the lace. There's enough room on the kit, on the pages of the kit, that you can trim it down a little bit if you'd like. It's too long. It's got a 2-button closure. This is the jute. You can wrap it around each button, much like one of those interoffice envelopes, or you can tie it. That's up to you. The cover is made out of 2 layers of cardstock, and it's got like a 3D, feature on the front of it. It's got a little acrylic bird on chipboard, leaf, and twig. The name is on the front, The Beauty of Nature. So a 3D butterfly, some eco-dyed lace, some creepy cloth, which is actually like a large version of gauze. It's got some buttons, and there's some twine wrapped under there. The spine is just a one signature journal, so the spine is just covered. It's been stitched, and it's been covered. And on the back, we have a stamped piece of muslin that's been frayed, and it's on a piece of cardstock and glued to hold the closure down. There is approximately 60 pages, 17 pockets and tuck spots, 14 tags, 2 small writing booklets, 1 envelope with extra words, 10 extra writing sheets, and 3 altered paper clips, and there's a couple other clips in here as well. So this paper clip that's on the cover has a little bee on it, and I've added some jute to it, and it holds on this vintage sheet from like a bird watcher's book with some details on the back. And there's also a library pocket with a library card that says the birds, the bees, the flowers, and the trees. And I left the author blank. I thought you might want to put your name there. Here's a page of a ledger page from the kit. It's been altered with some coloring and some images of birds. The images are very colorful. Here's a page with some music notes and some lace. All the images are from the Graphics Fairy. These pages are on eco-dyed pages that I dyed myself. The ones that are not. Some of them were printed on eco-dyed paper, but most of the ones I used for the pages in the kit were not. This is from the Graphics Fairy. It's layers with lines and some cherries and some little red buttons and some lace. And here's a page of like grade school paper where you learn how to write with the double lines. It's got a tuck spot with a bird on it to hold that there. Here's a little envelope that's held closed with this little bling flower, and inside are extra writing words for you to add to the journal. And it's held on with this funky little paper clip. It's printed on eco-dyed paper, and there's a stamp in the middle. All the stamps are either Tim Holtz or Stampin'Up or Stampabilities or Hero Arts, I think is the other one. There's some birds sitting on some grapes, and I've got the word grapes on a piece of lace with an altered button with some jute. There's a page with some birds, and I put these bees on here flying up to the flowers. And this is a honey syrup label from the Oakland Pharmacy in Oakland, Maryland. It's a vintage duplicate of a label. There's a writing sheet. It has some dragonflies on it. And a stamp in the middle. It's been eco-dyed. There's a piece of ledger from the kit, and I've added these little blue, I don't remember if they're called borders or what they were, but I've altered them and screened them down so you don't see the edges. And here's some little bluebirds that are cute. There's another piece of that writing page that's on the Eco dyed paper. And it's held on with this altered paper clip that has eyelash trim. It's on a page of vintage ledger sheet. Here's a little tuck spot, says birds on it. Here's a tag. And you can write on the back of that. This is ledger paper or graph paper from the Graphics Fairy. And like a basket print. And some kind of shading that I've added to it for the background. And there's another piece of that same paper. And I added this little ticket at the bottom. Made a pocket out of it. Put two little tags in it with those little birds on them. Those are cute. There's a little button with some leftover fibers from the fabric, a piece of fabric. Here's a page of the birds singing. And there are lines. I'm not sure they're so visible on this sheet. Here's a page of the ledger with cherries. I put berries here, but there's ledger paper, obviously, and I shaded it with some blue and some browns, and then I added this piece of tan lace and red lace and put the word berries there. Here's a piece that it's got lines on it, but it's got like a crackle finish and some roses with some other bees going up there, honey bees or something. And here's a graphic, of a lace with some dragonflies. Some of the pages have tabs. Here's a collage page with some tags and some cards and berries and birds. And it's got the crackle. A piece of ledger paper that's been stamped with Tim Holtz. It's like a polka dot stamp. And it opens up. And inside there's a pocket with a vintage playing card, and you can write on the back of that. There's a writing sheet that opens up, and you can write in that. And of course, you can write on this as well. And I made a little tuck with a piece of burlap and butterfly stamp on a piece of muslin. Here's that same basket weave that I've put on, layered with several different backgrounds. One is like a cloth texture, and the other is this basket weave. And then I added these leaves on the edge. And this is a pocket. Has a writing sheet inside. On this side is more of that ledger with there's bluebirds and then the fabric snippet kind of thing is there. It's a piece of Eco dyed paper, and you can see the ferns and a little bit of the leaves on it. And this side is the birds with a nest and some eggs. There's a piece of fabric that says flowers and some, I believe that's lavender. This page has been created on a piece of torn replica of a vintage page with a crackle finish. Here's a page of that lace with the lines on it, and it's got cherries and some red buttons, and that flips open, and you can write in here. This is Eco dyed, and you can see the leaf if you look very carefully. Here's the back side with the birds with the nest. It's on Eco dyed paper. Here's a little tag. There's some collaging with some cards from the Graphics Fairy and some berries and tickets. And here's a tab. The other side, it's got some columbine and some newspaper print. And the background's been it's a vintage print of a page. Some more of the grade school paper. There's like some apple blossoms and some birds, and it's on like a book page. What you would find on the inside of a cover of a book, and some graph paper. Here's the center of the signature, and there are buttons on the binding cord. And here's a little butterfly that I punched, and it's punched on, it's 2 layers. We have sparkly green and green. There's bees that were placed here and there. There's the back side of that graph paper that's on the book page. There's another page of grade school paper. Here's the other side. On this side it has cornflowers and newspaper print. Some more of the cards and some berries. There's a piece of eco-dyed paper. You can see the blue leaves of the clematis. Here's a page with the crackle finish on an old, it's reproduction print of an old sheet of paper with the crackle print, and that says walk in the woods, and it's got a piece of scratch torn paper behind it, and it's on the eco-dyed lace. And at the bottom there are some chrysanthemums. And here's an envelope that I created using those book pages. And I added some flowers to the back, and on the front I put enjoy nature with a little piece of ribbon and some burlap and a button. And on the inside there's this little writing booklet. Has all different size pages in it with the bird on the front, and it says life is good. And it's held on with this white flowers with birds, and it's held on with this ornate paper clip. And there's another tab. Here's a large tag with torn paper for a tab, and here it's got nature, the beauty of nature, and it's stamped on a piece of muslin. And here's an image with a bird and some roses and some lace, and it's got eco-dye paper on the back to write on. There's a page of the ledger with those blue floral pieces and the blue birds, and it's a pocket. Inside is a piece of writing paper, and it has lines on it. And you can also write on the back of these if you want. There's a Japanese, I don't know if it's a Japanese cherry tree or what it is, but it's in full bloom, and then the one behind it is not. And then I've added some flowers underneath the tree with some grass, and here's some birds, and it's the ledger page with the basket print, and then some other texture added, or dimension added with some shading. Here's the other side of the ledger sheet with another vintage playing card, and it's got graph lines on the back of it that you can write on. Tucks in here. Of course, you can write on the ledger page. Well, something. And then here's another page with the crackle and some berries and some cards and some birds. And here's a page that this is a library card, and it opens up and you can write here, and it's glued onto eco-dyed paper. Here's a honeycomb page. This opens up to the eco-dyed paper, as well as plain page you can write on, and you can see the blue from the flowers. And here's a piece of that crackle that was printed on eco-dyed paper, and there's a little bee tuck, and here's another one of those pockets. It's the same as the first, it's smaller, and you can write whatever you want here, and it's got this little tag in it with flowers, and then this beehive that's sitting on a table. I'm sure there's a technical word for that if you're a bee keeper, but I do not know. Maybe it is just called the beehive on a table. I don't know. Well, one day maybe I'll look that up. Here's the other side of the ledger that was in the kit with some dragonflies and some water and some greenery. There's songbirds with the song and the lace, and it says singing birds, and it's on lace and some of that creepy cloth. There's a small image of one of the pages in the kit. I made it into a tuck spot, and here's a fairly large tag, and you can write on the back of that. A little dusting to do. Here's some more of the paper that I layered the graph paper and the basket weave kind of stuff. And here's a little tuck spot I made for two more little tags to go in there. That'll be sweet. Some ledger paper, the other side of the ledger paper. Here are some of the eco-dyed lace, and it's cotton lace. It's crocheted. Here's a stamped dragonfly on some muslin. Down here I put the word natural and put it on a piece of orange colored ribbon. And you can write on the back of this as well. And it's got a crocheted tab on it, lace tab. Here's a bee tuck spot, and it's got a little pad inside with the bumblebee on it. And it's got various types of paper inside for writing on, taking notes, making lists. Here's a bird from the kit. It's a piece of crochet doily and some jute that's been layered. And it's a pocket, and it's got 2 tags in it. Piece of eco-dyed paper with stamping. You can see the leaves. Some more grade school paper. The lace with the lines and the red buttons. The pocket with a writing sheet in it. And the last page is the other side of the ledger page that's got the shading on it with the blue birds on it. And this paper clip has some jute and some eyelash trim, and it's holding on another page from the vintage bird book with the description of the birds and where they might be found and all that kind of information. So if you're interested in this journal, I will have it listed in my Etsy shop either later today or tomorrow. I still have to take pictures of it so I can post it. I went on the back, I think I already told you about the back side, had the cloth with the bird on it. But the link will be posted below to my Etsy shop. And take a look. If you're interested, let me know. Thank you for watching. If you've not already subscribed, please do so. And I would appreciate a thumbs up if you liked the video. If not, please don't leave a thumbs down. You'll break a girl's heart. Just don't say anything. Thank you.